if you're even thinking about buying a home in 2024, you need to be listening to this. Hey, you have found Mortgage Sense, a common sense approach to mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. I've got Josh Blair in the house with Element. Hello, Josh.
How you doing, Kevin? You doing all right?
I am doing fine. So you're going to call me Kevin?
Well, I figured I don't know what to call you, quite frankly. It depends on where I'm at, where I call you. Here at the office, I call you Kevin. At the house, I call you Dad.
Or Papa.
Or Papa when the kids are around.
Or Papa when the kids are around. All right. So today is January 5th. We have started 2024, brother. Here's the thing, Josh. We've talked a lot over this last year, okay? 2020 wasn't an exciting year, but it wasn't a bad year.
Right.
It wasn't a bad year. It was actually better than 2019, and we beat it in the ground how absurd the last 2 or 3 years have been, okay? So let's not go down that route. But here's what we do need to talk about. About a month ago, we did one of our podcasts, and we had 4 or 5 slides. And one of those slides, in fact, can you bring it up right now?
Sure.
Because this slide talked about the average home price of $416,000. Okay, but what it talked about, if we were waiting for the interest rates to go down 1%, it was only going to save $250 a month on that $400,000 home.
Right.
Well, guess what? That has happened. We are here right now, and I will tell you. You know this because you've been working from can to can't, as Mimi likes to say. You've been working from can to can't on all the applications we're taking, all the credit approves that we're doing. We have been busier than we have been in months with people getting out into the marketplace. And
we're being flooded. I mean, the market's being flooded with new buyers, which is great.
Which is fantastic. But here's the thing. Okay, you can go ahead and get rid of that now. Here's the thing. The competition is about to heat up, and it's about to heat up in a big, fast, hard way.
And not competition for us, competition for buyers.
Buyers.
So a buyer goes out and gets in the market now. When we talk about the market being flooded, everybody's getting out there. Interest rates are starting to come down. Everybody's interested in buying a house now.
And guess what's going to happen?
What?
Prices are going to start going back up.
Mm-hmm.
The competitiveness and the competitive offers are going to start flooding in again, and we're going to start having a war, so to speak, on buying homes.
Right.
Okay. So if you're thinking about buying a home, we need to do it right now. We still have our 5-year guarantee here at Element Home Loans. We're still going to give you a 5-year guarantee that we will refinance you at no lender cost if the rates drop. Okay, so we're still doing that because we still think they're going to drop more. But here's the thing, Josh. When we were talking about this last night, you said let's talk about what it takes to get pre-approved.
Right. Because I think one of the things that we need to do with people that are stepping back into the water, so to speak, is we need to give advice. We need to show them what the best route, what the best path to take is, and how to get ready to get back in the market. Because you got to go fast, but you also got to be ready. So let's take off the waders and actually go swimming. I'm stuck in the water these days.
Wow, man, I've never heard you say that. So let's give an example, because I always say it starts with a conversation. All right. So New Year's Eve, we had a past client that reached out to us that had found a home, that had listed their home, and they needed pre-approval on Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve. Did I say New Year's Eve or did I say Christmas Eve?
You said New Year's Eve.
Okay. I'm not crazy. So New Year's Eve, they reached out to us and needed a pre-approval to offer for a home. Okay, so what we did, we stopped, dropped, and rolled, and between both of us, we got them pre-approved. Now, we had a choice, or they had a choice, to look at 2 different loan options. Number one, we got all their information, and we got them approved. That way they could make the offer. Well, guess what? They won the offer. Now, what we did when we came back in this week is we sat down with them. I sat down with them and said, okay, here are your 2 options. We could do a conventional loan or we can do an FHA loan. And everybody thinks that conventional is the best way to go. But I'm telling you something. We put it together and did a side-by-side comparison. We were actually able to save them $100 a month on the FHA loan. $100 a month. We were able to save them $3,000 in upfront cost on the FHA loan. It actually was a better loan for them. So it's about having a real conversation. But let's do this, and I'm going to put you on a spot.
Okay.
How does somebody go about getting approved? I don't care about anybody else, but how does the Kevin Blair team, how do we do that?
Okay. Yeah, the first thing that we do is obviously you have to have the application filled out. There is a certain level of information that we have to have in order to even pull your credit. And we try to do a soft pull, kind of get a feel for it before we do what's called a hard pull, where we get all 3 credit scores. We kind of ease into it a little bit. I mean, over a period of time. Now, if somebody comes to us and wants to buy a house, they fill out the application, they have a 400 credit score and no money, we're not going to do a hard pull. We're not going to ding their credit just to get more information about why they're not approved. So we make that decision. Next, we do a full credit pull and we review what debts do they have out there, what are there collections? Is there anything that we need to be concerned about? Anything that we need to ask about and get a documentation on? A lot of people this would stop at this point and say, "Okay, credit's good. I believe you what you make. No problem. Here's a pre-qualification letter." We actually like to go a little bit further. We want to make sure that if we say yes, if we say go buy a house, if we say go make an offer, we're not going to have to come back to you in a month and say, well, can't make it. Okay. Yeah. So we want to get all that information up front. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to ask for pay stubs, W-2s, 1099s, however it is that you get paid. I'm going to try to get that information from you. We're also going to look at bank statements or asset statements if we're looking at a 401k or we're looking at different options there. So we want to be 99.999% sure that when we say yes, you're going to make it through that underwriting process. Because I will tell you, I've been with, because we had another past client that came to us. They already moved out. They had sold their home and then found out they weren't qualified. You don't want to be in that position.
That is a sad phone call.
Extremely sad. I mean, not only is it sad for us, but now they're living with the parents because they don't have a house. They sold their other one.
I'm going to stop you there for a second because I like facts and we both dig into the numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we do it this way. Okay. In the last 13 years, Josh, I've only had 2 loans turned down in underwriting once we've said yes to them. Okay. So when we say yes, these people can apply. Now, I can tell you story after story, or they can buy. I can tell you story after story after story about people coming to us, all right, that they have been turned down by somebody else. And their realtor knew me. They didn't come to me first, but the realtor knew me. They brought them to me to see if I could save the deal. Within about 30 or 40 minutes, we know right then they were never going to be approved. Now, the reason we do it this way, and you know what? I hope he's watching. I hope Brad Roach is watching. Okay. Brad Roach has been my coach now for 9 years and we have a great relationship. And he told me early on, this was a point of contention with us, Josh, because he said if he was in Chattanooga, he'd eat my lunch and take my business. And I said, if I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, I'd take all of his realtor partners. And I'll tell you why. We are trained in this business for speed, speed, speed. I disagree. Okay. Most loan officers out there, those that are left in this business, most of them will pull your credit and take what you say you make, and they'll do an immediate pre-approval letter. That ain't a pre-approval letter. That's a pre-qualification letter. A pre-qualification letter is your credit's good and what you say in your income, we think we can get it done, because they want that person to be able to go out and make an offer to win a bid. But here's the problem. Here's the real problem. 40% of all loans that are turned into underwriting are denied. 40%, 4 out of 10. It's actually 38%. And 98% of those that are turned down over what?
Income.
All right. So why not do it first? And why not do it correctly first? Why not? Sometimes it takes a day. Sometimes it just takes a couple hours. And once in a while, it may take 2 days. But what's the point of it being a pre-qual and you're not really approved to buy a house? All right.
Right.
So our realtor partners know that when we say yes, their people can actually buy a home. And to me, after 24 years of doing this, there's only one way to do it, and let's do it right.
Exactly.
So, I get pretty passionate about this. Okay.
Just a little. That's okay.
Just a little, because you know what happens? The sellers are under contract to buy another house. They've started packing. The people buying have paid for an appraisal. They paid for an inspection. They've started packing, only to find out weeks later that the deal is dead. I'm going to say it one more time. Guys, there's a right way to do this business. And if you're going to work with the Kevin Blair team, we're going to do it the right way. Hey, let's do this. If you like this kind of information, hit like, hit subscribe, ring that bell. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Because, guys, we're in Tennessee, we're in Georgia, we're in Florida, we're in Alabama, we're in Texas, we're in Pennsylvania. If you're thinking about buying a house, if you're serious about buying a house, reach out to us. There's an About Me page right up here, somewhere up here. Hit that button, fill out a short form. That information will come right back to me, and you can talk to me directly. Our website is kevinblairteam.com. We are Element Home Loans here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we would love to take care of you. And I'm going to say this, Josh, you are coming up on 2 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just a couple weeks shy now.
Guys, let my family help your family. Have a great year. Happy New Year to all of you. And keep tuning in and watching for great information. Josh, have a great day, son.
You too.